Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Carlos. I'm doing great. Had a pretty, relaxed evening last night. Actually had a lot of fun. Here, let me tell you guys a quick story. I love these. I went to, I went to test drive a car last night. There is no better experience than going to test drive a car when you drive in like a luxury car, or so I drove it in my Porsche to a Hyundai dealership, right? And I'm just looking for a used car, something to drive over the winter. It's not looking for anything too expensive. I decided that's the route I'm going to go, and there's nothing better than that. First off, like 3 sales guys run out, and they all have the same line. I can't tell you the number of times I've driven to a car dealership, and they're like, "You're looking to trade in? I'll give you any car on the lot," every time. So I said, "How about any 3 cars on the lot?" And they're like, "Yeah, man, you willing to trade it?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not trading my car, man." Anyways, so I'm looking at this used car, and the sales guy goes into and he says, "Hey, you want to take it for a test spin?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't even have my license on me." He says, "Okay, if you're leaving the Porsche here, you're fine." Like, they don't even ask for. I just literally drove away with their car. I could have stolen the Porsche for all they know. They have no clue. They let me drive this car, no ID, no nothing. But anyways. But the thing that made me laugh the most is that when I get into the guy goes through his normal spiel. Like, I was test driving a Hyundai Elantra. If anybody knows an Elantra, it's okay. It's just a normal car, right? Anyways, he goes through his normal spiel, and it's amazing to watch him catch himself. So he says, "Just a couple things to let you know about the car. It's got a new engine, and but anyways, it's okay. You may want to play with the buttons here. You can go into sport mode. Sport mode will really give you the performance. Well, not that you'll probably be impressed, but it's okay. And anyways, let me know what you think." It's just like he catches himself because he's like trying to tell me the performance and the features of the car, and then every time he looks at like my car parked right beside it, he's like, I guess whatever. It's just a car.
It's not gonna match that.
No, I know, and that's what it makes me laugh every time, because it's just Anyways, I just find it humorous how because of the car I drove in, it changes their demeanor, and it throws them all off.
Is this your car?
You should go back.
That I have on.
You should go back and it is his car. Yeah. It's a nice ride, man. You should go back like in a Civic or something, like a Honda Civic, and see the treatment is the same.
Well, I've done that because I if I'm happen to be driving my wife's car, which is like a Kia, like a little Kia Sportage, a little SUV, totally different experience, right? Totally different experience.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to see. Anyways, I just thought I mentioned it's a fun experience. If you ever have a chance, like, borrow a buddy's car, if you know somebody with a car like that, drive in to a dealership, have some fun. So there you go. Quick story.
Absolutely, man. Good
All right, let's talk stocks though.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick look at our gappers list right now. Gap down is just on fire this morning. So a lot of things are gapping down today. And if we quickly look at it, a lot of it's made up from Bitcoin, looks like, right? Mara, I see a coin on here as well. So Iron, Clean Spark, a lot of them on there. I see Starbucks is on here. I love when Starbucks is in play. Hopefully earnings. I haven't not looked at any economic data today, but it trades well. I like when it trades well. So hopefully that's the case. And then we got a bit in our gap up, but majority of the stuff down this morning. So looking forward to getting into all of this as we kick off earnings season here. Give us a good opportunity on some stocks that we normally don't look at, Peter, right? Like Starbucks, McDonald's, things that are never on our list. I'm hoping that's the case there. Peter, take us through our U.S. economic calendar this morning.
Yeah, pretty light again, although at least we have more than yesterday. We do have Fed speech here. Bowman is speaking. I thought that was later. Did I put the wrong time? Hold on. Let me just double check that time. today. No, it is at 9 a.m. that Bowman is speaking. Probably not going to be a market mover. It's before the open anyways. We'll see what happens. The existing home sales coming out, not expected to be any surprises there. Now, home sales, of course, often get tied to the interest rate. And I didn't put it on here, but at 9:45 this morning, the Bank of Canada is releasing their updated interest rate. They're expected to reduce the Canadian prime rate from 4.25 to 3.75. We've been generally leading the U.S. in rate declines, and the fact that we've got another half point, may be taken as a slight indicator that the U.S. may be going for the full half point, although most are still expecting a quarter point, it looks like, at this moment. If I look at the Fed Watch tool, we're looking at about a quarter point. 91% are feeling that we're looking at a quarter point cut. So for November 7th, which is the next U.S. rate decision. So the Canadian rates don't affect the U.S. much, right? We're the tiny poor cousins to the north, but we'll see if the Canadian rate goes as expected. And then in the afternoon we have the beige book, which may be interesting. The beige book typically, like, there's nothing new in that, right? The beige book is really just, it's almost like it's an amalgamated points of view or minutes from all of the Fed, all the different Fed centers, I guess, and then they get published and released a couple times a year. It's not, again, it doesn't tell us anything new, but sometimes if we get the computers will get to read this, and sometimes they may react to that. So if you're in a trade or looking to take a trade around 2:00, we may see some of that weird market action we often see when the Fed releases printed statements. So that may happen at 2:00 today. Just be aware of that in case you don't want to get caught by surprise. As long as you know what's happening, you can either weather through it, right? If you're in a trade, you might want to take advantage. If you see a strong spike in the direction of your trade, maybe it's time to take a partial, because often that sort of retraces and moves back. But it's the only interesting thing really happening today is that Fed beige book at 2. All right. So, Carlos, like you said, though, some interesting stuff on our watch list. We do have some earnings. It's starting to pick up a little bit with some more interesting companies, I guess, having earnings, and then some random other things that are starting to move. Yeah, we can see that it's Wednesday today. We've got some earnings this morning that we're looking at. And then, at the close, of course, the big one, probably Tesla is the biggest one of the day. That'll be after the close today. So Tesla's been, well, Carlos, how many times have you showed us that chart, right, where Tesla's been moving sideways for a long time? So if anything will break it out of that little range it's in, earnings tonight will do it.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, man. I mean, it's just been stuck. Again, robo taxi effect here and robots and all that good stuff, robots in the cars. But yeah, it's hasn't done much. Now, don't get me wrong, if you catch this range from the bottom to the top or vice versa, it's a decent move. It's still almost like a $7 moves in their best days. But that's tough to trade. When you look at the intraday trading action, it's very, very choppy as well. So not easy to spot the top and the bottom when it's trading like that. So yeah, we'll definitely be looking at that one. I am going to obviously add Tesla to our list, as you said, Peter, leading into earnings tonight. That's going to be exciting. Either hopefully into the close today, but for sure tomorrow we'll have some action on it. No question about it. Let's take a look at a quick our gappers list. Look at the gap up today. Fun continues to do its thing, man. This stock just continues to go higher and higher. So yes, they had a good day as far as the daily goes. And then today it's gapping up another 18%, 6.1 million shares traded. So, I mean, it's just been fun to watch this, man. Peter, anything to add?
I've been really surprised by it. I mean, I every day I'm thinking, the fun is over on this. I still don't like the way it moves. It's not something I've traded, but I'm amazed that it's on our list every day, and it's getting some interesting price action. Like, it feels like it must be, a pseudo meme stock, because there's really not any news on it. Like, it's not like the company's making big movement that I can see. I don't see any big press releases or anything. So yeah, it's just it's got market attention, and the volume is very spotty. Interesting, if you look at a daily chart there, Carlos, the volume is I think this is maybe one of the reasons why it's confusing me so much, because it'll get like one day of big volume and then it drops off. It's still moving, but it's the volume really drops off. Yesterday was another big day of volume. And then today, I don't know what to expect. I mean, we've got good volume so far pre-market. We'll see if that continues. I mean, right now the pre-market volume almost matches the entire volume we had throughout most of last week, right? So looks like it might be
Yeah.
a day in play, but it's crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
It's yeah, usually after such a big move, and what's the float on this? 11.3. You start kind to see some
Mhm.
weakness in the stock kind of turning around and hitting back down, but it's not, man. This thing is resilient, keeps going. I'm gonna add in our risky pile in play today, low flow that has been very, very active and continues. So again, up 18% today, and also 6.2 million shares traded in the pre-market. Let's take a look at the next one. Is going to be Pixy, also a very, very low flow stock, sitting at 132,000 is what I'm showing here. Now, this is pure garbage. This is, I don't see nothing happening here, man. I'm going to skip on it, Peter. Anything you want to share on this one? That's a
Yesterday,
garbage truck. Is that the garbage?
yeah, we have
I
we have
added
sound with the
a sound
garbage truck.
effect. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh.
There you
There it
go.
is.
All
Okay, we got
right.
some sound. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
One more time.
Wow. Okay.
One more time.
Ooh.
At first, it sounded like
There you go.
a look kind of a sports cars type thing there. We need to get like some fire cracking in the
A
back,
little bit.
and yeah, we'll figure something out. It looks good, man. I like
I
it.
tried to look for
All
like
right, go ahead,
I
a
Peter.
like
big
it.
garbage truck, but that was
Yeah,
Yeah.
a
yeah.
big truck, apparently.
That
But
All
sounded
right.
way too good
That's
for
okay.
burning
I'll look
truck.
for another one.
yeah, yeah. We need like
All
a
right.
rattling engine and about to fall apart truck.
Yeah, muffler
Anyways,
popping. Yeah.
Pixy, we were talking about Shift Pixy. It's they did announce after the close yesterday that they've entered into a letter of intent to acquire Turbo Scale. I think we talked about it last week. There was a rumor. It looks like now that they are more definitive about doing this. It's going to be a structured deal for about 150 million. So pretty modest in size, but I mean this is a modestly sized company to begin with. 75 million in stock, 75 million in debt. So it's going to be sort of a mixed purchase, and they're going to be taking on a fair amount of debt to do it. So I don't. Interesting news. Probably not tradable. It usually doesn't translate into tradable activity.
Yeah. Yep. I
You're,
agree. I don't
you
like it,
think?
guys. Looks ugly. We'll skip on it. DQ this morning. This is Daco Energy. So not Dairy Queen, but Daco Energy is on the list this morning. Um,
I
Peter,
think the same thing every
I don't
time I
like where
see
this.
it.
I know. I'm like, wait, they're public, but yeah. Um, I don't like this stock. Looks ugly. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I don't even know why it's moving. I don't really see any news. I don't like it. So yeah, I think we can move on.
Yeah. Let's head over to LI. LI on the list as well. We got a couple here. We have LI, we have Billy, we have XBEV. So a couple of Chinese NEVs tickers on the list this morning. So let's take a look at those. I really have not looked at Li and XBEV as far as the Chinese EVs. They really have not been trading well. They've been gapping up and down quite a bit, especially with the Chinese economic stimulus package. You guys remember that? That popped things up. They're moving here a little bit, but if you look at the guts, man, it's just not great. Up 2.8, 310. So it's nothing looks good here. We'll leave this alone. As far as Billy goes, if I look at Billy, same thing. We're gapping up a slightly 3%, but the inside of this just doesn't look great. So I don't like any of these, Peter, right now. I think they're just kind of moving up and down, but not really providing good intraday action for today.
Yeah, LI did have some news this morning. Qualcomm is hosting a one of their partnership events. One of their, it's called the Snapdragon Summit. Anyways, and at that event, Qualcomm took the opportunity to announce that they are partnering with two auto manufacturers, one of which is Mercedes-Benz, and the other one is LI, or Li Auto. So yeah, that's good news for them. Big partnership with Qualcomm. They're going to get to take advantage of their latest chip technology as part of their new car lineups. And to be mentioned alongside Mercedes-Benz, I mean, not only provides them with global legitimacy, but sort of elevates, I guess, awareness on their brand. So interesting news there, and certainly one that explains why LI is on the list after, I don't know, not being here in forever. The volume's lower than I would like, though. Like on that type of news, I would hope that it would get lots of interest and be looking at least 500,000, if not 1 million shares so far this morning. The fact that we're only at roughly 250,000 makes me nervous that the news may not be as received as excitedly as I would hope to get some good trading opportunities. I mean, this has not been a good trader for quite a while, and if it can't get itself going this morning, then there's no hope for it. It is dead to me.
That's you. There it is. Scrolling down here, just to finish off our gap up list, is going to be DJT at the bottom of this gap up this morning. It is up 2.44 million shares traded, so that's looking pretty good right there. I'm laughing because I'm having a conversation with the creator of the GIF over the garbage truck that put our faces in there, Peter. So that was Matthew E.
Okay.
Marcox. He's in chat, and he created that GIF for us, man. That was epic. But yeah, DJT here, man. So thank you for that. We really enjoy
one of my
that.
favorites. Yeah.
I'm glad you gave it to us free, because if we had to pay you royalty for how many times we used that, man, we would have been probably broke. But yeah, it's awesome. DJT here, guys. In play, how was it going to trade? I'm not sure. I didn't watch it yesterday. I had it on my list, but I focused on other things, unfortunately. And I gotta tell you, it wasn't that bad, right? You had a little breakout here, you got a continuation, so it is trading better. I wasn't looking at it closely, so I kind of missed any move. If anything, this setup here, like a 5-minute RB, right? You got one setting up right on there, just slightly below the VWAP. That could have been interesting, and you got a nice run. So I'll give it that. It is trading better. I'll add it on my list again because we have volume. We're up 2.4. We continue to make new highs. This stock is trading better, at least the last couple of days, right? I'm gonna add it on my list again, and I'll pay more attention this time because it did trade good yesterday. Peter, how do you feel about this one?
I'm still waiting for good trading activity. Like it actually moved fairly well yesterday, directionally. If you're that type of trend trader and you like the directional movement, I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't trade well for me. But look, there seems to be increasing enthusiasm about it. I mean, it's there's speculation about maybe Trump has a better shot at the election than previously thought, so that's what's got it moving a little bit. Some articles on that yesterday, with DJT continuing to move up on the daily, and it closed at a I don't know, like a 3-week high. It actually, because of the value of Trump's share in DJT, it put him on the world's 500 richest list for the first time in about 3 months, because he'd fallen off of it about 3 months ago. Again, that's all speculative, because how do they rank that? How do they decide? I mean, anyways, it is what it is. But it's funny that, like, how many people? It's really only Trump is one of the few people, along with the big, like, multi-hundred billionaires, that we ever talk about their relative richness. Like, they don't really seem to care about anyone else. Do you know anybody else on the richest 500 below number 5? Like, we could probably all name the top 5, maybe not in order, but we all know who those cats are. But after that, like, who cares? Except for Trump, because that he seems to have public attention on that. But anyway.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, friends. There it is. That is our list. I have DJT on here. Peter, before I go to the gap down, which continues to grow, anything you like on the gap up that's gapping up that might not be on this list, or any earnings are slightly gapping up this morning?
Yeah, a couple of earnings to talk about. Texas Instruments, TXN, had earnings last night. It was one of the two that we were watching. They are gapping up slightly this morning. Low volume, just over 100,000 shares. They beat their numbers, so they had a good quarter, but they provided lower guidance than the street was looking for. So that low guidance is holding them back a little bit. Still, this is a $200 stock. They're up about $5, gapping about $5 this morning. So I don't expect it to trade great, but I might keep an eye on it, just because it's the only semiconductor, by the way, that's green. Everything else is red, from AMD to NVIDIA to, SMCI, ASML. Pick the ones you like, but they're all gapping down, other than Texas Instruments. The only other one on the gap up list was AT&T. Also had earnings. This is this is an interesting one where they missed on revenue, beat on earnings, a little mixed here. Once again, their subscribers were up, especially the wireless subscribers were higher. So yesterday, if you recall, we were talking about Verizon. That had a similar story. They also missed on revenue, but had a rise in subscribers. So if Verizon's got more subscribers and AT&T's got more subscribers, who's losing them? Because again, I'm still convinced there's not more subscribers available in the US. I mean, everybody who was going to get a phone has a phone by now, don't they? I mean, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's new people coming in, but that would tell me that maybe who does that leave? T-Mobile? It must be all coming out of T-Mobile's pockets. I'm not sure, but anyways, second time in a row we've heard subscribers are up for a big US carrier. So. Take that for what it's worth. But anyways, AT&T is up about 2.5% here on about a 1.3 million shares so far this morning.
All right, there we go.
Those are the two.
A lot of these again don't trade very well, so we're going to keep them off our list for the most part. But let's take a look at what's gapping down this morning, friends. Leading the way, we look at the top 5, right? Because there's a lot on here. And the top 5 is going to cover ENPH, which you guys have been mentioning, and also McDonald's, which has earnings. We'll look at that. And then we'll jump around a little bit to look at Starbucks. And we have Bitcoin in here as well. We're not going to cover everything on here, but we'll cover the majority of the stuff that might be looking interesting. First on the list is going to be ANRO. This is down 62%. So big drop for them this morning. Someone's getting fired here. 1 million shares traded so far. Peter, what's the latest and greatest on this stock?
This is Alto Neuroscience, and it's a biotech. And, usually when biotechs hit the list, it's, if it's on the upside, they had a good drug trial. If it's on the downside, it means something didn't go to plan. So, and that's the case here. They had a phase 2B study that fails to meet its primary endpoint. This is the Alto 100. And being that it's the Alto 100, right, that's like a pretty... that sounds like an important number, and it was a big drug for the company, and it's taking them down heavy. They got a couple of downgrades this morning on the back of that news as well. So I'm not sure if they probably don't fire their scientists for that, but somebody's very, very upset. I mean, in fact, okay. It's funny. I was just looking at this. Here, let me see if I can get this on the screen. I'll share this. I was looking at the article for it, and the article was this, and I'm like, are they showing, is this supposed to be a representation of the company executives that are very upset about the results this morning? Until I read that actually the drug was for treating major depressive disorder. So I assume the stock photo they put in here is about somebody who's depressed, not the corporate executives. So
or the stockholders.
Or the stockholders. Anyways, everybody's depressed this morning, and they don't have a drug to treat it. So dark humor, but there you go. Anyways, depression is real and problematic, by the way. If you're suffering from depression, do seek help. It doesn't help to suffer in silence, and you should always talk about it with someone whom you can trust. Okay. Anyways, moving on. That's ANR.
There you go. I don't like it this morning, guys. Low flow at 22 million shares, so be careful with it. I think there's better things out there today, especially with some of the earnings we might be covering. ENPH this morning down 16.6. This stock can trade well, not normally, but it can. We've seen it do that before. 1 million shares traded so far, Peter. It's got a good gap down here, and pre-market activity looks more active than usual. They're light on the daily as far as the volume goes, but today could be the day. Looks like they can get some good volume going here. Peter, what's the latest and greatest on this one?
Yeah, they had earnings after the close yesterday. And Carlos, if you can show us a chart that shows the 4 o'clock price action movement from last night, it was crazy. See that what looks like just a simple 5-minute candle? That was anything but simple. We were sitting here watching that, and literally the stock went from $93 to 80, whatever, 84, 85, $85, back up to 93, down to 85, up to 93. That, like, it did that journey like 4 times in a row or something. Like, we were watching going, what the hell is happening? It was insanity. Like, within the same minute, it was just jumping up and down. between those ranges. And it finally settled obviously lower on the weakness in their earnings. They missed their numbers. And this morning they've received 4 different downgrades. So this is a solar company, I think, solar energy company, and the market is not happy with them this morning. So if you were able to ride out that craziness and decide to take it short, you're feeling okay this morning. But yeah, it was a pretty rough ride at the earnings announcement after the close yesterday.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough one there. This morning, guys, looks active. I think the stock is in play. We're down quite a bit here, or 16%. We have the volume. I kind of like it today. EMPH. Normally, I would not put this on my list. We have success trading this company in the past. I'm going to put it on there. I think today could be their day where they do very well. Next on the list, we got one skipping here. CSTM skipped the list. They're down 16.5 as well. I don't like the volume on this one though. Volume is only 206 and 6,000. Very light volume. Pre-market action doesn't look interesting, Peter. I'm not a big fan of this one. Daily also very light on the daily as far as volume goes.
Yeah,
Obviously some news,
this
but
is
doesn't look great, man.
Constellium, which is a French aluminum company. I don't know that I've ever heard of this before, but what's with all the metal companies out of France? That seems odd. But anyways, Constellium, they had earnings, which is why they're on our list. This has got to be dual traded if it's a French company, I've got to imagine. Being that I've never heard of it, I don't have a strong opinion on it other than, like you're saying, Carlos, I just looking at it this morning, obviously the trading action looks very spotty and not that interesting. But they had a bad earnings, which is why they're here. So
Yeah. So there it is. I don't like it. We'll leave them alone. Let's take a look at VRT. It's the fourth one on our list from the gap down list. They're down 7%, 1 million shares traded, as you can see here. Normally doesn't trade very well. Today, obviously, got some action. Peter, what's the news driving them? No, don't know if I'm going to watch them, but they're moving today.
Veritiv Holdings. Veritiv Holdings did have earnings. It looks like early this morning they posted their earnings. Surprised that they're dropping because they actually had a good quarter, beat their numbers, and raised their guidance. In fact, so not a bad quarter at all. But okay, so they raised their guidance, but analysts said that they expected the guidance to be raised even further, and therefore their guidance is now below their consensus expectations. I mean, this is one of those examples. You guys know I like to complain about this all the time, but it's nothing's good enough, is it? What do you want from me? They raised their guidance, right? They said they're going to do better than they previously anticipated, and the market has said, not enough, damn it, we want more. And they're taking their price down. So that's their sad story.
Yeah, sounds insane there. I don't like it. I just don't think the stock trades very well. It is in play today. I'm hoping to find something else. So far, right now, I have Tesla, which again, hoping to see some good things out of that. DJT looks good. Weird, we usually never say that on DJT, but the last couple of days looks good. I got that there. And I also have ENPH, which just made a new pre-market low. So this thing feeling some real weakness even going into the pre-market here. Let's take a look at McDonald's. Some of you guys did mention this as well in chat. We were definitely going to look at it. Peter, they're down 7%, 772,000 shares traded. People not eating as much McDonald's, seems like. What's going on?
Not enough Happy Meals going on there, but this is not earnings. This is the fact that there was an E. coli outbreak with McDonald's meat, and one person, at least one, confirmed dead in the U.S. So it's never good when your quarter pounders actively kill you. So a couple of downgrades this morning. Basically it's, when the headline says deadly E. coli outbreak with McDonald's quarter pounders, that's not good. So really, really bad news for McDonald's this morning. Feels like this is one that absolutely is going to be in play today. The news is unlikely to get better anytime soon for them. They probably can't. The best they can do is damage control on this. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's gapping down like you said, 7%, $22 on the stock price. I'm surprised it's not more.
Yeah, I'm shocked it's not lower than this, but we'll see. Definitely in play today, friends. I'm gonna be watching this one, so we'll put McDonald's on the list. We'll see what happens when the big volume comes in. I expect some more sell off on this. Like this is not good, right? So I expect this to drop even lower than 7%. So yeah, I'm gonna have it on there. I'm gonna be somewhat short bias. I can't see who's gonna be buying into this news. It's never good to hear that. So
No,
eventually they'll figure it
it's
out.
a
They'll fix it. But I think there's more downside to this, man. Doesn't seem like enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when like it's not the company didn't announce this, they did not get ahead of this. The announcement all came from the CDC. So when the Center for Disease
Mm.
Control is the one doing the announcement of the E. coli outbreak, as they're calling it, that's even worse news. So, like I said, one dead, over 49, hospitalized or made ill. So yeah, it's not an isolated case. Like we've got over 50 cases of problems here. So yeah, McDonald's is
Yeah.
definitely needing to manage that right, today.
Uh, they didn't pay enough for the guy at the center there to not let the news go out, right? They're trying to get around this somehow. That didn't work.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
McDonald's not looking good here, man. Yeah, I like him on my list today. Now, Peter, I haven't read the news. Is this in an area? Is it like a sector? Or is like nationwide? Like what's the range of this thing? The people that are sick, you know?
That's a good. They seem to have not been announcing that. I've been trying to read a whole bunch of articles here to find out. Yeah, exactly. Like where is it? They just keep saying that it's in the U.S. Um, I I haven't seen Colorado is one of the states. So 10 different states are impacted. Colorado has the most number, 26 people were sick in there. But it seems like, yeah, I see Cosplay saying here, Colorado, Wyoming, Utah. So it seems to be across the Midwest. So whatever their distributor or whatever their packaging plants, some problems happening. So yeah, if you're in the western or midwestern U.S., I would say you want to be avoiding McDonald's and probably anybody else that's getting meat from the same either plant or packaging
Right.
facility. Like I don't know what the problems are. Uh, Oh, John Lamb is saying onions are the issue. I mean, yeah, it could be one of the ingredients, right, and not the meat itself. So, I
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
I really don't know. I'm just trying to dig into it now. Whatever the problem is, Carlos. Yeah, it's like
It's not good.
it's definitely
Yeah.
going to have an impact. I mean, I'm not going to McDonald's right now. Like, just I'm not in the
No way.
Midwest, but
No way.
I'm not taking
Yeah.
any chances.
Not that that's one of our go-to places, but yeah, definitely not doing that.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A, if Chick-fil-A was public, we'll probably be gapping up now, but they're not. All right, let's take a look here. The next one on the list, guys, MCD, of course, on the list this morning, down 7%. I think it should be dropped more, but we'll see in a few minutes here. All right, let's go. Let's take a look at EDU this morning. So
You know,
EDU right now, 6.5. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just thinking, man.
Yeah.
You know what? We need to absolutely be reaching out to Mike because that Mike's in that area now, right? Kansas. It's Colorado, Kansas, Utah, Wyoming. Like that's now his backyard, and I think he's prone to dropping by a McDonald's occasionally. So we
Yeah,
gotta
he's in Atlanta
gotta make sure.
now, I think,
Yeah.
with Andrew.
Mm.
But yeah, man, it's just be careful. Um, EDU is next. That's going to complete our top five. Then we'll bounce around a little bit here. But EDU and TAL, I know both of these are educational companies, right? And they're both Chinese, if I remember correctly. I know TAL is. I don't remember EDU. But nevertheless, they're both down this morning, 6.5 here, and TAL is down 5.7. So I'm not sure what's driving them both down this morning. But typically, we don't really care because they don't trade very well intraday. So usually we don't watch them very closely. So we're gonna keep our eyes off them for now, Peter, unless you have anything to share on these.
I don't on that. No.
Okay. All right, we'll leave that alone. Let's take a look. All right, I want to bounce around here a little bit, and then we can start looking at what Peter has, and then also what you guys have. I know Starbucks is on the list this morning. These guys are down 3.9, 608,000 shares traded. Peter, what's the news on this ticker this morning?
Starbucks, yes. So Starbucks is one of the interesting ones here on our list that I was going to mention. Earnings play, they missed their estimates, and what is probably more damning for them is they pulled their guidance. They didn't issue new guidance. They just said they're retracting their previous guidance, and they'll sort of let us know later. So never good when a company says, "Yeah, we're not quite sure what our numbers are going to look like in the forthcoming or in the next quarter, so we're just pulling back our guidance altogether." That's probably the thing that's taken them down. Now, if you look at the daily, I was sort of surprised when I looked at this earlier this morning. Usually on news like that, I would be expecting a big gap. I mean, look at this gap up that they took advantage of back in August. They haven't even got below like the current range here, right? So, I mean, they're holding up
Yeah.
pretty well considering, but that also means there's a ton of room to move to the downside. If the big money, when the opening bell rings, decides that they're not happy with the pulling of the guidance, I'm thinking I'm going to be watching this for sure today just to see what happens, because right here it's not all that exciting to me, but if it drops further, it could be an ugly day for Starbucks. So
Yeah, yeah. And what I like
we'll
about
see.
Starbucks too, like when it starts trending, man, it can really go when it starts trending. So I like that about Starbucks. I'm gonna have it on my list right here next to the McDonald's. So right on the McDonald's, we'll put Starbucks, and we'll see how that goes. So yeah. All right, friends. And then the other thing that's on our list that's making some big noise here is Bitcoin, right? We have cryptocurrency, we have CleanSpark, we have Riot, we have Mara. These guys are all down slightly today. Some with decent volume, like for example, Mara has 783,000 shares traded. CleanSpark is down the most with 1 million shares traded. So that could be interesting. Also, their daily looks pretty nice. Peter, anything going on with just overall cryptocurrencies today? And which one of these do you like, if any?
No, it's just dropping slightly. At least the Bitcoin prices are. They were, trying to get through 70,000 on the weekend. Now we're down to about 66,000. So not a huge move, but enough to bring all of these down. Usually Coin is the one I go to if I'm going to watch any of them. Coin or Mara, either one. But Coin recently seems to just be a little bit better of a mover, in my opinion. But I don't spend a lot of time on them, to be honest.
Yeah. All right, we'll put. I'm gonna put Coin and Mara at the secondary. We'll see if anything comes out of it. Again, they don't look all that great right now, but they are all down, so maybe something can come out of that this morning. All right, we're gonna stop here. That covers the majority of our gap down list. Peter, what do you like as far as what's gapping down, or anything you like overall this morning?
The only one that didn't make our list that I wanted to talk about was Coca-Cola, KO. Coca-Cola gapping down this morning. And I talked earlier about how you can never please the analysts. Here's another good example. Coca-Cola beat their numbers. They did better than they said they would. They even did better than the analysts had forecasted. However, the analysts are saying, yeah, but your revenue was lower than it was the same quarter last year. I don't even know what you do about that. Like, the company would say, yes, it is. And we told you that. And you guys accepted that. And you gave us your forecast and we beat your forecast. But they're all falling back to say, yeah, but you made less money this quarter than you did the same quarter last year. So that seems to be what the news headline is. I mean, whatever, go away, analysts. It's so they did cite the fact that they had a price increase. So that helped them on their numbers. And they are seeing a little bit, though, of a decline in volumes. So that's, I guess there's some justification, I suppose, for concern from the analysts that their overall sales volume has dropped a little bit more than expected. It was just supported by the change in price. So I don't know. I mean, again, this is sugar water. Sugar water, it just seems to, it goes up, it goes down. It'll be fine. I don't think you need to worry about Coca-Cola. But on the, if you're a long-term investor, you're probably a little worried that maybe it's rounded a top here because ever since the end of August, it's not looked very strong. So will it be tradable today? Tough to tell. Usually Coca-Cola is one of those ones that I don't worry about at the open. I would only watch midday. If it's going to move, it's going to move sort of after 11 o'clock and through the afternoon. So you might want to keep an eye on it. But and heck, hey, well, they might be affected with they're a big supplier for McDonald's. If McDonald's fortunes go down, that certainly would have an impact on Coca-Cola as well. Although I don't know what percentage of Coca-Cola sales as McDonald's. Probably
A lot, man. It's
appreciable,
a
but
lot. I think that number's
yeah,
yeah,
I
that
don't
number's
know.
pretty big. I think I don't know, was it you? Someone mentioned it was like a huge chunk comes from this man. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it does here. I won't be
Yep.
surprised if some of this McDonald's news is affecting it as well. Because if you're not going to McDonald's, you're not going to go in there just to buy a Coke. It's just not going to happen, right? So, uh, but again, as you mentioned, Peter, it doesn't trade very well. I will put in a secondary just because this overall news with McDonald's, one of that can affect it as well. I'm going to put on a secondary just to see. But for the most part, this stock doesn't trade very well. If there's any day where it will do something, it'll be today. I mean, this thing is at 730,000 shares traded. It is a nicey stock. Normally doesn't get this type of volume, and we're down 2.2. So let's see where this goes here. Um, they have
Trader Zero in the chat
it's
room.
funny. Yeah.
Sorry, Trader Zero in the chat room is telling me Coke is selling more sugarless drinks than sugary drinks, which is true. It's actually a lot of these. I call them sugar water companies because that's their background. They actually sell more water than they actually sell Coca-Cola these days, or maybe not quite, but they certainly do have a lot of other brands. And look, whether it's real sugar or fake sugar or what, they're packaged drinks that I don't know that frankly we don't really need, but we're hooked on the world. So it's fascinating to me as a guy who for years I have to admit I grew up in a household where my dad didn't drink soft drinks and I never drank water. So when I started I just fill this up from the tap, man. It's totally free. Like I don't why anyways, whatever. If you want your bottled water or you want to drink a Coke or something, all power to you, man. If I'm gonna drink calories, I want them in whiskey. That's
Yeah.
it's my
Just
point of
make
view.
sure good balance, guys. It has to be a balance, right? Just don't overdo anything you're doing. Balance. If you do like that stuff, just have a balance. All right. Let's take a look here, friends. Right now on my list, Tesla, DJT, ENPH, McDonald's, and Starbucks. We'll pick a few. We're running a little bit behind on time because just so much to discuss today. So let's look at a few that you guys have over on our chat. I'm looking at both of them. We looked at Starbucks, so that's good. I have Microsoft here from Cigar. Let's take a look at Microsoft and see what's happening there. Microsoft this morning, big day yesterday. This morning continues up slightly, almost 300,000 shares traded. And look at, I didn't look at Microsoft yesterday, but look at the day, man. It is a very explosive start to the market open yesterday. So Microsoft doing very well there. I think worth taking a look at. I'm going to put it here on a secondary. Looks good for a possible continuation. Thinking of Microsoft, I'm going to be looking at it also, or at least checking out NVIDIA. So we'll see NVIDIA here getting a little bit top after hitting all-time high area. AMD's been very quiet, right? We haven't not heard about AMD at all. So it's kind of going sideways here. Big drop yesterday, though. Big the market opened, huge drop there, and then from there, it just kind of went sideways for the most part. So AMD could be interesting as we continue to lose some ground here. I'm going to add that as a secondary as well. Let's look at Apple quickly. Apple this morning, pretty quiet. I don't see anything exciting here, so we'll skip on that one for now. Professor, I know you like that one, but yeah, you can watch it. And I probably will end up watching it, but I'm going to stick with this list I have, at least for the market open, right? And then we'll see how things develop after that. A few more from our chat. Let's look at this one here. Save Spirit Airlines. Did they have any good news? Anybody buying them off? I know they've been trying to get sold off for like ever, seems like. But they're up here this morning, 30%, 30%, 9 million shares traded, hard to borrow, SSR. I mean, stocks under $5, I'm not really interested in. Is this in play? Absolutely. It's got to meet your criteria, though. It doesn't really meet mine, so I'll keep it off my list. I think once these guys are able to get sold off, we might see something. Is there a merger talk? Merger? Okay.
Well, like you said, they've been trying to find a buyer for a long period of time. They've got big debt problems. About I think it was Monday or yesterday, Monday, they did announce that they had secured their funding of their debt. So they're about 1.1 billion in debt, and they needed to refinance that. And they were able to successfully find a source of funding, I guess, to support them. But that only lasts between now and December 23rd. So they could be having a really bad Christmas if they are not able to do something, right? Like find a buyer. they got to refinance their debt once again. I mean, they're basically just kicking the can down the road, right? Spirit is still in big trouble. So I don't know what's I don't know what's going to happen here, but it's a troubled company. Like I just know people love to make fun of them in the States. I know the experience has never been good for anybody flying Spirit. I don't think I've ever been on a Spirit plane, nor am I going to try to do that. But
Yeah, I have not been on one either, and not planning to anytime soon. All right, friends, let's get over to our community events announcement. Today is Wednesday, so let's see what's happening today. As Peter takes you through that.
It is Wednesday, which means it's a psychology day. I want to thank everybody who went to the strategy session last night. So a good session held by Paris. So that was last night. Tonight we're talking psychology. And our psychology series continues with Randy Howell, who's leading. I know that John's going to be there to support him tonight, and he's going to be talking about developing a patient trading mind. That's at 8 o'clock in the webinar room. Randy always has good perspectives on the market as a trader himself. He's been doing this for many, many years, understands what it takes to have the right mindset as a trader and to be in the market. So it's well worth listening to what he has to say. And that'll be, once again, 8 o'clock tonight with Randy Howell, developing a patient trader mind. Next week, we're very happy to have Dr. Vanessa Charland with us, who's a new presenter, going to be talking about how you change your brain to change your game. I always love, as soon as somebody mentions neuroplasticity, it's one of those buzzwords we have nowadays, but basically it means, can you stay active? Can you keep your thinking paths, sort of still changing and adapting all the time? She's going to talk about that and how you can adapt your own neuroplasticity. That'll be next week, October the 30th, once again at 8 o'clock. To the question we have in the chat room here, absolutely all webinars are recorded and made available to our elite members in the Education Center. So give us, usually takes about 24 hours to get those recorded and put up. Sometimes they're a lot faster than that, but if you go check, it should be there sometime within the next few hours. So there you go. Don't forget, on Wednesdays, we also have our bookmap session. Our bookmap session happens with Nathan. And Nathan joined me into the close yesterday. That was great. Sort of a guest speaker, a guest moderator on the microphone. So it was good talking with Nathan. We haven't actually talked directly in so long. We were busy chatting it up. It was awesome. But he's going to be giving a session on bookmap. That's at noon in the webinar room. So hopefully you'll join him for that. He'll sort of take you through bookmap, answer any questions you might have. It's a good session, especially if you're interested in or actively using that tool. If you want to join us here at Bearable Traders, we'd love to have you. We have a number of membership options. You can see we always advertise the 1 week deal. You can only use that once, but once you do, you can get access to the chat room and our onboarding class for just $1. Go to bearabletraders.com/YouTube to take advantage of that. Same deal you see up here for $39, but you get it for just $1. And then maybe you can use the basic or elite monthly, the elite annual, and those are your membership options. So hopefully we'll see you soon. Let's set some levels, Carlos.
Right. Yeah, and actually, what we're going to do here, Brian, if you're ready to go, I mean, once you hop on, we'll switch over to you so you can have time to set up and get going. I'll do as many levels as we can, but once Brian is up and ready to go, we'll switch over to him. So, Brian, if you're ready, man, hop on in anytime. Cut us off so you have enough time to prepare and get the chat room ready. Friends, if you haven't done so over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. We are sitting. What do we have here? Let's hit this button, refresh. That 47 I saw. 162. Okay, we're sitting at 162. What's the ad for today? Boost your MetalBot. It's a MetalBot now. That's great. MetalBots for trading. There it is. 180. Awesome. Great. Yeah, it says robotic trading is awesome. What does she have to do with trading robots? Like, is she an expert, or are we just trying to get like what's the deal with this? Jesus, man, I'm telling you. They're trying to trigger us.
Doesn't matter.
All right,
You can use
it gets the job done.
Use a beautiful woman to sell anything. It doesn't matter what you're selling.
I guess, and a beautiful guys for the ladies. I guess, or for both. Who knows? The world is bilateral, bilateral now. So yeah,
I don't care who you are. Everybody likes a beautiful woman.
Exactly. 202 friends. Let's get to 300. That would be awesome. 653 people, 43 people watching. Really appreciate you guys for doing that. It helps us out a ton. All right, levels. ENPH. We'll start here. This thing is gapping down 16.7. High of the pre-market right now. We're looking at 81.35. Towards the bottom, we're looking at 75.60, 75.76 is the low of the pre-market. Big drop for them today. I think they'll be in play. I like the volume. Normally, we keep the stock off the list, but I think today is worth watching. We have not been down here since almost a year ago, last November, October. So it's been some time, right? So below that, we do have a level at 73.66. And then towards the top, we have these levels up here, the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. Maybe also 84.50. I think is a good place to put a level there. All right, so friends, that looks good. We're looking at DJT this morning as we wait for Brian to hop on in, and we'll transition over to him. DJT has been trading well. High of the pre-market at 36.57. We'll slam one there. First to bottom, you don't need any more levels. You do have the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, previous day close. So you're pretty much set there when it comes to DJT. If we want some levels towards the top here, we are looking at 38.71. So that's a good area there. And I think you're all set once you do that with DJT. 38.71 and 36.58 is all you really need on this one. It's good volume. Traded well yesterday. I'm hoping that can continue. And if this stock becomes a stock that can, be one of our usual suspects, always on deck for trading, if it gets the volume and continues to trade the way it has the last couple of days. Here's Tesla. It's just, as far as levels, I mean, you're pretty much set. Just mark down the low of the pre-market over at a 216.35. And then you already have this range that we kind of been stuck in for the last couple of days. So which has been stuck here. Not a whole lot of movement. As you can see, you do have the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days there on Tesla. Heading down to McDonald's with some not so good news on their meat or onion rings, whatever it is. Something is not all right. So be careful out there.
Either
297.9. Yeah, it's wild.
it's meat or onions.
Meat or onions, one of the two.
They say that type of E. coli is generally linked with onions more than the meat, but it's not confirmed exactly what the source is. So at least from what I read. So one way or the other, there's a problem. Don't be a quarter pounder if you're especially in the Midwest right now.
Absolutely. I'm going to be looking to take advantage of more short on this. This has to drop more. That's not good news, especially because somebody unfortunately did pass away. That you have to pay more for that. So below that, guys, we're looking at 285.78, a great level there on the daily. Good area of support that can now, support that can now also become a level that we can aim for. And then towards the bottom, we do have 303.39, great level there of resistance as well towards the top. Last but not least, it is Starbucks. Peter, is Brian in? I think Brian is traveling today. I don't see him logging in. Is he traveling today?
Is he?
Is this one of the days where he was off? He texted something. He was doing something.
Oh yeah.
Was it today?
I don't know. Huh? I'll look it up while you're talking.
Okay. All right. While you do that, we'll get you guys all set here with more levels. Starbucks. On the daily, we do have an area right over here, which is high of the pre-market 94, which also on the daily, that seems to be an area where Starbucks has had some support in the past. You can see it here, here, and here. That can now become resistance, as you see here on the high of day. Low of the pre-market at the moment is going to be 90.80, so we'll slam a level there. And then once you look over on the daily, we talked about this range. We're kind of testing the support that we did bounce off of that nicely. And we also have a level at 92.28. Towards the top, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. Again, looking really good this morning. Let's see how Starbucks does today. As far as secondary, we have Microsoft, we have Coin, I have Mara, I have KO, I have AMD, I have Phun. Someone mentioned Phun over in our chat. It is on here. It is in play, guys. 7.7 million shares traded. Not typically a stock that I watch, but it is in play today. I have it here on my risky pile. Normally, my strategy does not work well for this, but again, just great to see over the last couple of days. Been moving very, very nice here. I love Spirit Airlines, especially to Mexico. Awesome. Great stuff. All right, friends, we're checking who's trading live. Oh, there it is, the man, Brian.
Yeah. He's going to Portugal, but not yet. He's going on a vacation, but that'll be next week. next week for
All
2
right.
weeks.
As long as he's not taking Spirit Airlines, I think he should be good to go.
Should be
All
okay.
right. Good morning, Brian.
Good
We'll
morning.
hand it off to you, my friend. We'll let you get the guys ready for the live trading this morning in about 5 minutes.
Okay, sounds
Indeed.
good. I thought this was White T-shirt day again, so I dressed appropriately. It's
Well,
kind of like
there you go.
yeah, it's kind of like me showing up at a party in a costume and finding out it's not a masquerade party.
Yeah,
So,
well,
yeah.
it's not that bad.
No,
We're
it's
okay
not
with
that.
your shirt. I went
Okay.
with fall colors today. I decided that I would wear, the burnt orange just to
Perfect.
celebrate fall because such
Yes.
a beautiful day
Indeed.
yesterday. I was inspired by all the colors of the trees and the leaves. So
And you were out taking pictures of your Porsche.
I was
Yeah,
took
there
it
you
on
go.
a little photo shoot.
Right on. Okay, well, let's just see. Get some interesting stuff going on. McDonald's, as you mentioned, after the close yesterday, reported that E. coli problem, and a picture of a guy walking with a pumpkin on. Yeah, and what else? Starbucks pre-announced. I think they're not supposed to actually announce their earnings till later, but they decided to pre-announce. And of course, the new CEO kitchen sinked everything, which means he just
Kitchen sink division.
yeah, that's what they say. Give everybody the bad news, get it out of the way, and then anything can it can't get any worse. Let's just say that. And after that,
well, that's their hope, but you never know. I mean, it's never good when they pull back their guidance and just refuse to provide new guidance. So we'll see what happens with them today. I mean, we got a couple of interesting things to watch. Again, they could all be duds when the opening bell rings, but there's a lot of stuff that's setting out as pretty interesting. Brian, we were watching Enphase for earnings today, and it's definitely settled lower. I mean, it just kept going down after we all signed off there last night, and we're down another $10 from where we last saw it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Enphase down. I am going to watch Enphase. Possible rising devil here if we get a nice little pop up at the open, say somewhere around 77.50, 78, somewhere in that range. Could be a bit of a pop and drop there. Tesla, I'm not keen on. Tesla reports. I know Tesla reports after the close today, so yesterday it was horrible, traded horribly, and I'm expecting kind of the same today. It's just gonna chop around at this level, and everybody's just gonna wait to see what happens after the close. What time is Tesla report?
Good question. Let's see. Usually it's shortly after the closing bell, so they will report today at. Normally I have that right at my fingertips.
I think it's 4:05.
4:10.
4:10. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We got 1 minute to the open, everybody. There's Paris. See, Paris got the memo. He's wearing the right color, Brian. I don't understand. Where's Paris? We got to get him up on the screen.
Paris is a white shirt guy, though.
Yeah, well, not today. All right, guys. I'm gonna leave you guys to trade the open. Have a good one. Enjoy. Trade smart, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Peter. No, today he's wearing fall colors too. Paris, good morning.
Hey, good morning,
I
Brian.
didn't see your watch list. What are you looking at?
Actually, I just hopped on, so I haven't created a
Okay.
watch list.
Okay. So NVIDIA is looking a little weak. And
So,
phase popping up a bit. See what happens here. There's the top on it, end phase. Walking here. I'm short now at 77.50. See if it drops.
Nvidia dropped.
Yeah, NVIDIA is
Tesla
dropping. Okay, I'm gonna try adding a little bit more here on end phase 78.60, 78.50.
Starbucks is
Apple's popping, Tesla's popping. I'm looking for a drop. Obviously looking for a drop here on end phase. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it. I'm thinking I'm going to have to get out of this.
Guys, I'm taking a long on Tesla. 217.
I'm going to cover some end phase at 78.10.
Here we go. Selling some on Tesla. Yeah. 218. What the hell? I'm not able to sell it. Oh, I sold it. Okay. So selling some on Tesla. 218. PDC. So let's see if it is.
So I got out of a lot of my end phase, but I'm still underwater on it. I think it's going to go higher, so I'm getting out of the rest of it.
Yeah, now it's completely changed. It flipped the book. Right
Yeah,
now. I'm trying to see if it holds here. Yeah, adding more on Tesla.
Oh, look at NVIDIA dropped.
They are buying at 216 for 70. If it drops, I'll be out.
Wow, NVIDIA is really dropping. It was looking weak at the open. Let's see what it is. Got a big order at 140. Hate the idea of shorting NVIDIA.
So Tesla is popping up, guys. I'm selling a little bit here to 217.15. I got heavy there, so I'm looking for the break of PDC 218. Here we go. Selling some a little bit more. Let me share my screen, guys. I did not have a watch list, but Tesla is. So you guys should be able to see my screen, guys. I'm looking for the break of 218. Here we go. Let's see if it breaks 218. PDC. Come on, lift. Here we go. Let's break like a boss, Tesla. I want you to break like a boss. It's gonna break. It's holding up nicely. So we'll see if it has that juice.
It's having trouble getting through PDC there. So Tesla's coming, or Nvidia's coming back. Still think it's going to drop here. Okay, I'm short a bit of Nvidia for 141.10. See if we come back down to this. There's a lot of orders at 140.
So 2118 is a little bit of selling pressure. 2118 is actually showcasing a little bit of selling, but the buyers are strong. So I expect that it's going to squeeze to the upside. Here we go. Let's see if it lifts. If it breaks the high of the day. Here we go. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Done. Done. So 218.30. Anybody with me on Tesla? Awesome, guys. Starbucks is actually looking good too. Starbucks is looking strong.
Yeah.
But Tesla is gonna break to 219 and hopefully 220.
Just gonna cover some here at 140.85 on Nvidia.
Love you, Tesla.
There we go.
I love you.
What a difference a day
Selling
makes.
some
Just
218.15.
Covering some more Nvidia at 140.70. This is a level it might just bounce from.
So 219 is the area. Now the question is, where should I add? The adding area is.
Come on, Nvidia, come on down. Here we go.
Nvidia is weak. Nvidia is selling off very nicely.
I just
Starbucks
some more.
Are you short
Covered some
Nvidia?
more yeah, I shorted it once when it popped up there. Got close to the VWAP. I don't know if it's going to go drop below here. This was the first. We were kind of at low of day right now, so I'm watching it here to see if we do break low of day. There is, like I said, there's big orders at 140. See, it's gonna try to hold here.
What was there on the watch list? McDonald's, ENPH, Apple. What is Apple doing?
McDonald's isn't doing anything. Apple's come back up a bit.
So Tesla is looking interesting. So Tesla looks like it wants to pop to 219.
Yeah, see, I kind of figured Nvidia was going to pop there right at low of day, second test of low of day. See what it does here. My stop's at 140.10 before I got in on the rest, so I'm just I'm out of most of it. Here we go.
So how are people in the YouTube doing? What is everybody trading? I do not have any business to do with Apple. So I think I'm actually thinking of going long
I'm out of.
Starbucks. Let's see. So the volume never came in on Starbucks. So
I'm out of the rest of NVIDIA. I think it's going to pop up here. Looks like it's going to go.
guys, I'm taking a long on Starbucks. I think it has a chance to break the 95. Boom. Boom. Selling some a little bit on the. Man, that was a bad fill. So let's see if it breaks 95. I'm also long Tesla, which is doing a pullback right now. So so Starbucks broke 95. Very nice. So
Yeah,
so Starbucks looks like it. I'm looking for it to go to 96 on Starbucks. So nice pop on Starbucks, guys. 95.40.
Yeah, nice move on Starbucks.
95.60. Oh man, I didn't anticipate that it would be that quick. Okay, awesome, guys. So it's going to 96 now. Man, Tesla is completely reverting. That's not good.
Yeah, it's kind of what
Tesla.
just kind of why I'm staying away from Tesla. Just
Yeah, I added more on Tesla, guys. I added more on 21763. What a bounce on Tesla. Boom. Boom, guys. Boom.
wow, look at
50
that.
cents pop.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm gonna take the revenge of all the yesterday's loss. That's what my plan is.
It's good. It sounds like a good plan.
So
I haven't got a
Starbucks
trade
looking
on.
to go 96. Tesla is looking a little bit dicey, but things like it keeps buying back. So we are in the driver's seat so far, so that's okay. Okay. Oh man, Starbucks at 97. I'm sorry, 96. 96, guys. Anybody take that? Anybody take that Starbucks, guys, with me?
Yeah, I took it long too.
Very nice.
Got in kind of late on Starbucks, but
Man,
nice.
what a bounce, what a pop on Starbucks. I am done. I'm done, guys. Two trades. I hope Tesla works out for me. I really wanted to go 219 and 220. So Tesla is not getting that aggressive buyers getting in. They're trying to jump, but they keep followed by a seller, which is not good.
Okay, here we go with Starbucks through 96.
96 on Starbucks.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. Just selling. I sold some, front run it a bit. Don't have a great entry on it, but yeah, they had that big pop up on that announcement that they were replacing the a new CEO. I think it was a guy from Chipotle.
So Tesla is showcasing a little buying pressure, but it keeps followed by a seller, which is not good. I wanted to close above 218 on Tesla. Starbucks going to 96 for sure. There's a big ask at 96 as well. So
Yeah.
what is?
So the only thing is, I think, was this yesterday's low on Starbucks? This is right around yesterday's low. Here we go. There it is. Nice.
Boom.
Yeah, this is
boom, guys.
This is
96.11.
Beauty.
I
Ding dong.
am. I'm thinking
Awesome.
of adding a little. Yeah, Tesla doesn't have that juice, guys. My average is still very good, so I'm okay holding it. My average is 21722, so I'm not worried about it. But this can easily drop to break even on Starbucks. Sorry, not Starbucks, Tesla. So,
All right. OKLO is moving up here. It's right at yesterday's high now. It's popping up on the scanner.
yeah, it lost the VWAP. I'm getting all out on Tesla, guys. I don't like it. I'm getting all out on Tesla. I got out all out on Tesla. I would hate you if you just squeeze from here. Tesla. Man, Tesla, you are really this. Uh,
OKLO just rejecting right at yesterday's high. What's McDonald's doing? McDonald's is absolutely doing nothing. It's just chopping around this 295 level.
Nvidia bounced back.
Yeah, Nvidia bounced back. I didn't know whether to take that long or not. It just was kind of sitting in no man's land. Could have gone either way, but should have known Nvidia was going to bounce back. Got an order at 142 on Nvidia. I'm all out of Starbucks. Kind of. I got a nice move on that one.
So I am still in Starbucks. I'm thinking if I should add more if it does a pullback. Oh, okay, hello. You traded, Gary. Very nice.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, SMR was had a nice move up too. It's gone green.
I sold some again at 96 on Starbucks. There is a little bit of selling pressure at 96. If it does a pullback to 95.50 area, I would think about adding more on Starbucks. So Nvidia is looking interesting. Nvidia is looking for a squeeze now.
Yeah, it's right at yesterday's low. It's still got that order sitting there, 142.
So
I'm going to take a bit of a long on NVIDIA 141.60. I think it's that little pullback there. I think it's going to get back up to 142 here. There we go.
Very nice, Brian. But I think it feels like more of a short than a long at this point.
You could be right. I mean, yeah, I'm getting
that
out
was
of
a
it.
short.
Yeah, that was it. That pop was.
Yeah, that was
short.
like felt like a trap, like it's a pop and drop.
Yeah, there was an order there though. That's kind of what I thought it was going to move to, but
So
we'll see
Starbucks
if it
popped
can
up.
hold. See if it holds
Yeah.
VWAP here.
I don't think so. I would have shorted that. I think it's gonna sell off from here. The trend has changed on Nvidia on a 30-minute. The next level is I think 140. Wow. Yeah, that would have been a great shot.
There was a big order there, 142, 140 as well.
Alizia, what do you mean wrong again? I made money on Tesla. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Tesla's getting all choppy again.
Yeah, it's getting all choppy again. Yeah, that's why I'm not. It's only if it comes back above the PDC, I might think of going long again, but I don't want to short it. It does have a 217 was the area that it was holding at the open. As far as that thesis is aligned, I think there's a chance for it to pop up. Ola Olivia, you think Tesla is a short? Yeah, go ahead and short it.
I think again. I just think it's going to be like yesterday. It's just going to be really ugly to trade today. People are just waiting, sitting on their hands. This 217-ish area, 217.50 seems to be where people are comfortable holding it into this earnings. What is the see what? There's a lot of There's a lot of open interest options at 225.
So what is Apple doing? Apple is holding. Okay, hello. Nvidia is a short, guys. Nvidia is gonna go to the low of the day.
Seems like it.
Yeah, Nvidia 140 is the area that it should test. BA reported earnings today, but it did nothing, right? After
Yeah, I think
they reported us, I think, a big loss, but did nothing.
but I think everybody kind of expected that anyway. BA is
So
up.
Starbucks is back. So Tesla is coming back above the VWAP, and this could be a chance it breaks to the high of the day.
So see if 1750. It looks like we've got a little bit of a bias to the upside on maybe on the calls are a little more expensive than the puts on Tesla. So it looks like about a $26 move.
That was a
today.
big flush. Like PDC is trying to hold up pretty nicely on
PDC. Which one? Oh, is that Tesla? Oof.
yeah.
Ouch. That's why I just don't see how you can trade that today.
And the problem with Tesla is like it's skipping prices. It's usually like Tesla is not a stock that skips a lot of prices. It's skipping prices. It's not worth trading. No. Nvidia is actually a good. It has a good order flow. Has a good this thing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if I should short Nvidia.
Feels like it wants to go lower here.
John says Tesla high five PDC.
That's right. It kind of did. Yeah, that's why that level is really important. I know Tesla really respects these various levels. And Nvidia's just got some really constant selling pressure here.
Yeah. For me, it's a little late for me to get in. But if it tries to pull back, I might get in on Nvidia. McDonald's is rallying. Okay, so they don't care about if anybody is getting sick or dying.
No, it's just. Oh, there you go. There's Nvidia's flush
Nvidia
there.
sold off. Yeah, very nice flush, Nvidia. Starbucks is actually breaking to the highs as well. So now I'm looking for 97 on Starbucks. So I'll be selling some. It never gave the pullback that I was looking for, but I'll be selling some at 96.50 area.
Yeah, it might. What is it's down 70 cents, so 96.80. 96.80 is roughly PDC. If we get there. Here's Nvidia bouncing again.
Yeah, Nvidia is bouncing again, but it could just be failing from there. But it came out with volume, so I'm taking a shot on Nvidia, guys. I'm taking a shot on Nvidia.
Wow, that was a real serious rejection from the VWAP there.
Nice. Dropped in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to drop. I knew you were going to drop.
Came up fast and it dropped fast.
Beauty. So now I'm looking for the low of the day. I wouldn't like if it completely pulls back, reverses completely. That would not be good. But I think it's going to sell off. So Starbucks is popping up too, which is good. Let's see if it has that continuation on the downside. Okay, it doesn't seem like it. 141 needs to sell off.
Yeah, there seems to be a buyer right at S6 area.
Yeah, now it's gonna sell off. Sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off. Boom. Now it's gonna break the low. Low, 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 low. Low. Go, 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 go. Boom. One more push to the downside. One more push. One more push. One more push. Here we go. Boom. 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 Low of the day, guys. Low of the day.
Yeah, Tesla's back to low.
There's a big order at 140.50. So 140.50 is coming. I love you, Nvidia, for Elysia. What a beauty. Boom, 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 boom. Done. This is low of the day now. Very nice. Anybody take that, guys, with me? You gotta take this.
Yeah, great rejection from the VWAP.
Yeah. Now 140 is coming. So 140 is...
I think that was worth a few likes. Right, Paris?
Yeah, you gotta like, guys, on YouTube. Like, I was so embarrassed to trade yesterday with you guys. I like... Awesome, guys. Yeah, that was a perfect rejection of Nvidia. And that's exactly what I was looking for. I was waiting to slam it once I start seeing a seller at that area. If I start seeing that, that's something I want to slam it. So 140 is coming. There's a continued seller. There's a 140 bid on the level 2. There's a lower and lower bid on that.
It's been sitting there for a while.
Nice, guys. Nice. 140. Okay. Oh man. Nice. What a flush. This is what you call as like they are just aggressively selling. It's like they slamming, and see the volume. Like every single minute, you see like 2 million shares being traded on this thing, and that's exactly what you want to take. And the second you enter, and the beauty of this thing when you get in, you would be either proven right or wrong very quickly because you are relying on tape, and it would very quickly move in your favor. So Alexis, do I look like I'm aroused?
You can tell the amount of selling on Bookmap. See the cumulative volume.
Nice.
It's just
nice.
Super red.
Nice. So 139 is coming too. How does the Bookmap look like on this thing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Brian. Can you?
Oh, it's yeah. I was just I mean, there's orders here 139, which we just went through. 138. There's a big order. The book is pretty bearish right now,
guys. What a move!
And you can see the amount of selling that's going on actually, and the queues are really rolling over here. right now, which
So
is helping. Same with
139
the
was,
SPY. Ooh,
yeah.
look at Tesla. Tesla's dropping like a stone
So
here too.
139 was the level. So next level is 137, 130. I don't think that's coming. So I am out with majority of my position with at 139. I'm still holding 20% of it. Yeah, now I'm done, guys. I'm done for the day. 3 trades, 3 successful trades. I'm still in Nvidia and I'm still in Starbucks. Ah, nice, Gary. Oh, you took that trade too? Guys, you gotta throw us some likes, guys. Like us on YouTube. We only have like 300.
Yeah.
If you like what you see, you gotta like the button.
Hmm.
Yeah, we would appreciate all the likes, guys. I'm trading shares. I'm not trading options. Very nice, Kanjit from YouTube. So my Nvidia stop loss was above the VWAP, which was 41.25, 41.30 area. So you get the leverage, Arun. So yeah, for US, if you want, uh, you wanna have at least $25,000-$30,000 for to trade, just because of the PDT rule. But and then you get a leverage, like for you get a 4 times, 5 times leverage. Oh
Nvidia's
man,
got more downside.
yeah, is bleeding, man.
Yeah.
Okay, selling some Nvidia, 138.63. Oh man, it doesn't want to stop
The
going down.
Qs. Yeah, it's the Qs. The Qs are dropping hard. Same with the SPY. We're right down to yesterday's low on the SPY.
Guys, I added more on Starbucks. Oh, wow, man, I don't have shares remaining, man. For Nvidia, I now have only 10% remaining. So I think 138 I'll exit completely. And I'm long Starbucks again. Like I added more on Starbucks on the VWAP at the VWAP. So Amit Shokeen, I don't know what your question is on YouTube. Is it allowed selling shares without holding them? Yeah, yeah, you can short sell a
Yeah.
stock. As a day
Yeah.
trader, you can short sell a stock.
Oh, as
Okay,
any kind
Starbucks
of trader,
pop,
you can.
guys. What a great
Yeah, as any
ad.
kind of trader, you can short a stock because you just have to. It's just a borrow. You're just borrowing it from the broker.
So did anybody add with me on Starbucks? Starbucks popped up. Really nice. Now it's gonna break the high. So yes, even I usually think about like you. I should be thinking about in hours, but ah man, Starbucks popped. What an ad, man! You gotta love those ads.
Right off the VWAP. Yeah. Yeah. VWAP trades are working well today.
So now I think it's gonna go to break the high, and 96.50 and 97 could be in the books for Starbucks. So for Nvidia, so one of the things, one of the question from Gabriel is what did I see on Nvidia? If you look at it, Nvidia sold off weak, like it's a weak stock, right? And then it tried to step up, claim the VWAP, but then there was a big seller at 141.80, which I think Brian and myself were talking about, that somebody trapped somebody and then slammed the bids just to come down. Now it came down below the VWAP. Now what I'm thinking is I really want to see a good entry point so that I can short the area. So VWAP considerably, that areas where you understand from a price action standpoint if the buyers are dominating or the sellers are dominating. And plus that Nvidia was trending lower on a bigger picture time frame. If you look at it, 141.50 was the level and 142.50 was the level that the Nvidia was trading against. So 141.50, I want to see if it comes below 141.50. It tried to go above 141.50 in this case, like here, 141.50, but it never could hold the 141.50. So now I want to get very close to 141.50 and then add more resistance towards it, like the moving averages, the VWAP, there were multiple resistances on the top side, and then the final confirmation is the tape. Like you have to see the seller stepping down, and the second you go in, you would be in the driver's seat because you are relying on the real-time sellers that comes in. And I took a session in the BBT webinar room yesterday on how you can read the tape more efficiently, and what are the concepts on tape reading. So check that out if you are a part of the elite member, and check that out. And that's a great skill to have, to time your entries in such a way that the second you get in, you're always in the driver's seat. Like same with Starbucks. If you see today, the second I got in, no, like this is the maximum favorable exertion or maximum adverse exertion, like MAE and MFE. Like what that means is how much do you have to wait, or how much the price goes against you after you get into a position. And the maximum adverse exertion should be as low as possible. That means the second you go into a trade, it should immediately work in your favor. There might be cases that you still have a stop loss and the stock just circles around here and there, but the lower the MAE is, the better trader you are, just because in the way it moves in your favor, that you're able to time the market efficiently. So I'm getting out some on Starbucks. It actually broke the high of the day.
Yeah. Does have some orders up at 96.50 and 97. So there are orders there. This NVIDIA bounce has brought it back up to the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. So it's possible we get a rejection here.
Yeah, now I'm thinking, where is the good area to add more? I'm not done yet with Nvidia, but I need to see some selling before I get in. So 140 could be a psychological level, but I want to see a seller stepping in only to add more to the position. So Nvidia, so currently Nvidia, what the way it is looking at is like it's trying to step up. Though I see a seller, like I see a bid on the downside at 139.60, but I see the offers kept incrementing. So there's no reason for me to add at this point. Like I don't want to short add when I'm seeing something like the buyers are trying to step in. I'm not gonna add here. But if I start seeing a change in the character that the sellers like, if I now I'm trying to see now this is absorption. Like I don't think it's a selling. So you see this 62 people who learned about held bid see the 62. 62 is holding. You see all the reds and it's not dropping. You see all the reds, the 139.62. Did anybody see that? And on how the held
Yeah,
bid looks like?
yeah, it came in.
Or am I too? Uh, so now Nvidia is okay. I'm adding more on Nvidia now. I'm adding more on Nvidia. I want to see it drops from here. It very quickly pop back up. Now what I want to see is it drops to 139, makes a higher high, and
Yeah,
then starts stepping up. Or Starbucks going to 196.59, guys. Very nice. So Starbucks popped up. That 62 is buying, guys. You want to see now? You want to see what Hellbit looks like? Where is that
I can
Nvidia?
keep stepping up here.
Oh man, that 62 was buying. You see 62 again? 62?
Yep, yeah, just keeps coming.
They
Just keeps
keep
sitting
bidding
there.
at 62. The second it drops, it keeps bidding at 62 again. Now it dropped actually. No, again 62. Again 62. What the hell? They keep bidding at 62. Now it dropped 58, 56, 55, decrement 53, 55, 59. They keep again stepped up 62. They keep stepping up. Yeah, it's not this is not an aggressive seller. What are they doing is they're trying to absorb all the selling. So it's not a good, like this wasn't a good ad. And this is the immediate feedback you are getting when you're trying to read the tape inefficiently, because even though I'm short and I added and I immediately like realized my mistake that what, this wasn't a good ad because 62 was buying.
Yeah, there's definitely a buyer there.
Oh wow, Megan, you shorted Nvidia as well. Awesome. Megan shorted from 142.
Yeah, Megan traded
Oh, you literally
Nvidia
entered it
yesterday
shorted
too.
the open. Amazing, Megan. So Starbucks is actually going to 96.63. Let's go to PDC for Starbucks.
Spy is back down at low of day. Interesting.
So Okay, so now Nvidia is selling off. Nvidia is looking. Let's see what it does here. 55 drop. Okay, very good. That's now I want to see a pullback to 62 and then sell off. If it holds here, I would add more if it pulls back to 62. Yeah, they're still buying. They're still buying.
Hmm.
It names the 62. Let's see what it does. Okay, adding more a little bit. 62. The 62 got rejected, but I want to see seller stepping in again. Yeah, it lifted 62. Yeah,
Yeah,
not a
we're
good
back.
again. Oh, so the one thing that is working. So Starbucks is PDC, guys. Starbucks 96.85. So
Q's are
now,
bouncing.
yeah,
SPY did a bit of a false breakdown there.
so Starbucks is going to 97. So Titan from YouTube, yes, of course you wanna like I have SPY and Qs on the side of my thing, but usually when you're trading the stocks in play, you don't have to completely depend on what the market is doing because stocks in play will basically contribute to their own. They are moving because of their own news and own uh, uh, catalyst. But it
Right.
usually impacts if you're trading some bigger names like Apple and which have a higher
Apple.
weightage on the SPY and Qs. You want to have that in mind. So guys, I'm all out on Nvidia. I'm all out on Nvidia.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I like to keep the SPY and the Qs an eye on them. If you're trading a stock that's not trading on a catalyst, like Starbucks is trading on their earnings, but I don't think Nvidia is really trading on anything other than what's going on in the market and it's doing its own thing. So kind of like to keep an eye on what's going on in the market.
So I'm still playing with the Starbucks. So Starbucks is I can't believe I got a 2 point move on Starbucks.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised at Starbucks. They really came back up.
Yeah.
Like I said, on the call, this pre-announcement of earnings, they just really just they did what they call the kitchen sink. They just threw, you just make it as negative as possible so that there's no expectations in the market for an improvement. And I guess people are kind of reading through that.
Guys, if you want to know what Hellbuild looks like, watch Nvidia. Nvidia literally pinpoints to 62 and then bouncing from there. It keeps pinpointing. The more it tests the 62, the chances are it drops. It should not be testing that much. But the way the 62 is buying, it's a very clear. It's not just uh, a held bid. It's a hefty held bid. So it's 62 on the tape. It looks like it wants to drop, but the second it drops 62, they keep stepping up, like they keep buying. Now it dropped.
Cues are dropping again.
What is Starbucks? I'm looking for 97. 97, yesterday's high, 97.13. I'll get out completely. So I am thinking if I should add more on Starbucks. Uh, $6.25.
And there's a real battle going on with NVIDIA. There's a seller and a buyer.
Yeah, Nvidia is
Sellers
just trying
here.
to find that value area, which is gonna be choppy for like another 5-10 minutes, and then it might go to a VWAP and then sell off again, or just claim the VWAP and hold there.
And go. Yeah.
So Hannah, I would usually, if I'm usually done if I have like 2 or 3 good trades. Sometimes I'm done for like even on a single one trade if I'm heavy on that. But usually I'm done within, if I have the 2 or 3 good winning trades, I'm done for the day. But if I don't, usually my max number of like if I'm struggling, if I'm taking, if I have few stop outs, and then I would try at least 7 to 9 times. Like I would trade like 7 to 9 trades, but I don't usually go beyond 10. Let's say that, like just because like I'm a very quick momentum trader. If I and I don't have to trade 10 trade. Like I don't have to take 10 trades. Yesterday I think the market did not have momentum. The things were not working out, uh, and I stopped. I think at 6 or 7th trade or something, and I did not trade after that. So now uh, I'm adding more on Starbucks. And I'm looking for 97 now. So I think it drops to 96, 95, 80. Oh, my battery, my phone, like.
I was about to say, did your camera die?
Oh yeah, just give me 1 second. I'll change the battery.
That's okay. We're going to wrap up anyways.
Oh right.
We don't have a guest today. It's almost 10:30, so we can wrap up a little bit early.
Okay.
And you guys can join the BPT chat room afterwards.
Right on.
So say goodbye.
So we
Awesome.
say our goodbyes.
Yeah. Thank you for hanging out with us from YouTube. Do join us if you like what you see, and just throw us a like in the YouTube channel. And I hope you learned through the live trading that you see, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, I'll
See everybody.
I'll see you, Brian, in the chat room.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, perfect.